Fault lines breaking under my feet. Oh, alright, I'll get used to this. I'll get used to this eventually. Fault lines, fault lines, fault lines, fault lines, fault lines, fault lines, fault lines breaking under me. Oh, oh.
All right. Hello, lads and gents, and welcome to EOL. Today we'll be going over Teams Vivid facing off against NeverLast, and it's quite interesting. It's a BO2. We're not going into the playoff just yet, but for the first and second map, we're not going to be going Oregon. No, it's not going to be Oregon, not Clubhouse, not Villa, none of those three, but it will be quite interesting. First map will be Skyscraper, and second one Chalet, which
Oh,
have been being brought up quite. They've been getting kind of a lot more popular lately, and
yeah,
well, I'll be joined by the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, Uncooked as a caster, and Dan as observer. So Dan, actually not Dan, my mistake, Uncooked. What are
it's going
your
well.
opinions on these maps?
Um, I do quite like these maps. I'm gonna be completely honest. When it comes to I've done a lot of casting this weekend. So Skyscraper, I feel like Skyscraper has become a lot more common in Tier 4, and
Mhm.
Chalet as well. Like you mentioned, like we're seeing it a lot more. But to see both of these maps at the same time without a Villa, Oregon, heck, even club or cafe, it's I'm very excited. And also Skyscraper has always got tons of good opportunities to actually, do there's a lot of stuff. There's still a lot of innovation and variation left to go. Like the map hasn't been completely figured out yet, if in that sense of the word. So there is a lot of work left to do, which means that a lot of teams have very unique playstyles on Skyscraper and Chalet. It's just a lot of the time it's pretty fun, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, sure, we will be seeing a lot of new things, that's for sure. That's
Yeah.
just 100%. But yeah, when the players are in their match, they're ready, they're in the lobby, whatever, we should be able to start it up. But, Skyscraper, I'm not affiliated with it. I'm not really known with it. I've casted, what, 2 matches? Because back in like half a month ago, that was like a legendary Pokemon. You would not come across it. So, what are your perspective over the bans? What are the meta operators on these maps?
um Well, I'm going to be completely honest. You're going to be seeing a lot of. It's probably going to be either like Thatcher ban. Thatcher's still
Oh,
very popular
God.
because of course it is, and
Well,
yeah, there you
speak of
go.
the devil.
It, a lot of the bans tend to be pretty standard on Skyscraper, to be completely honest with you, because we're probably going to see like a Thinker or maybe some sort of hard breacher ban. Um,
Mm.
or Ossa, that's again very useful operator, specifically thinking about that top black balcony. Ossa can be very useful in sort of holding that area. So,
Yeah,
Vivid taking that one off the board, and then Valk as well, which is, just a standard ban.
yeah. I mean, Valkyrie's just useful anywhere. Kind of similar with Osa, but with Osa, I feel like it's up to team chemistry up to some point. You have to be
Yeah,
careful, where you're putting it when it comes down to strats. But we're actually not going to be seeing the dynamic duo of Thatcher and Kate, but it's going to be Valkyrie joined by the Mira. Mira being, her gun, amazing. Secondary gadget, you can one better. And her main gadget, although it did get quite nerfed now, you can punch it out. Still very strong for holding, intel, denial.
yeah,
It's all over the room. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. It's kind of like a finca. You just can't go wrong. Just like, good old Vivid is showing us right now. But let's actually go over these loadouts. I mean, of course, on the defense, bans are just normal. Attack, Osa, that are pretty useful. But let's actually go, like I said, over the loadouts. We see a good old Capcan. Now, Capcan Frost, they are very scary operators just in comp high ranks because you're entering rooms, you're playing with your team, you focus on clearing the area, getting the objective done, breaching. You already have all of this in your head that you need to go through, and then there's that extra task, that Capcan Frost. Because if you don't watch out for it, the second you realize that it's kind of too late already. You've already been blown to smithereens. Then we also have Arcade because it didn't get banned, so might as well use it while it's still to availability. Malusi's just good for everything. Wamai, it's either Wamai or Yergo, let's be honest. But the
yeah,
last one, it's quite interesting. It's Alibi. Because Alibi has been brought up a lot. It's been either Warden or Alibi because of the shield, but we haven't been seeing much of other roamers like, well, I wouldn't say Caveira is really an excellent roamer, but let's say Vigil maybe, or there's always second opportunities. So why this alibi?
Also because it can obviously cause that little bit of confusion, especially if NeverLast are hoping to make sure that Vivid have a very slow time on their attack. When you go into those last however many seconds, when you get into that end round, may say like 10 seconds left, they're trying to push in, it's going to be a heck of a lot more difficult to actually pass, whether that is a real person, whether that is a prisoner, and you're more likely to shoot those prisoners, and that gains intel for the defenders. And heck, even in some clutch situations, it's going to provide a lot of intel when people are getting antsy.
Yeah, I mean, okay, fair enough. It's just a lot more of a nuisance to deal with, kind of like a legion, I guess. It's most are certainly not good to have as an attacker, but on the attacking side, well, things haven't started, actually going down like kills and team. We still have a Thermite. I personally still prefer A's because, well, the AK Kalashnikov is always in my fan favorite. The Nomad, always useful. Of course, Finka and Sludge and Yana are just the defaults. They're like the default pick. They're kind of like Thatcher and K getting managed. You don't see it, but the first skill almost getting dropped down as the Thermite being almost executed, as Adapts will be taking the first pick as Ducky gets taken off the board. Joining him will be Joey, so it's a bit of a trade-off. James being the first one on the defender side with a double kill. Dallas getting taken out, the Fuser dropped. Then Lucy is in a hiding spot, and she takes out the Finka as well. A triple kill on the same standing. Almost gets another one, but she's playing it passively. Pushes the Yana, but that will not be allowed, as a triple kill will be finished off there as Mr.
There you go. There is that charisma coming in useful. Just spraying through the barricade. Obviously, you do see in these more competitive environments, barricades don't tend to get meleeed as much anymore. Okay, well, Adapts, that's going to be a very nice kill onto Swiss, and I've seen a lot of Swiss and Ketal over the last couple days, and Ketal is one of these players still alive. Gerald as well for the side of NeverLast, and Gerald is going to be able to take the head of Mr. Easter. So that is done. The Adapt's going to need a 4K to close this one out, but with only 15 seconds left, it's going to be quite a tall task, and Ketal says no. Not today, and that's going to be first round on what tends to be one of the primary sites for NeverLast. They take Office, and next round we're probably going to see them go to Karaoke. If they go anywhere else, I'll be very surprised. And for round 3, let's just say expect a barbecue kitchen. If bedroom gets picked, I will be very surprised.
Yeah, I mean, that round was actually quite heavily lifted by the Malusi. That triple kill was just off the charts. One after another. No refrag. She did not allow them. You come at her, she's going to come at you even harder. Now, that did sound wrong. Don't get me dumb. Didn't mean it that way, but...
I've killed him. Let's go.
You can't say Among Us after
I can, and I did.
Well, points.
I don't know, Luigi. Writing kind of stuff.
Oh my god. Well, this is EOL, ladies and gentlemen. this is how we do it. Yeah. But first round NeverLast fairly played. Malusi did carry the weight very strongly, but of course at the end the attackers could not finish it out, and the Captain getting a beautiful kill. Quite new, And I actually have not seen that aggressive of a playstyle. Even when Diana approached the Malusi, she was even more aggressive. She pushed her before Diana got the upper hand, I guess. Although she did die, low HP, everything, kind of makes sense. Still, at the end, it was very aggressive and it worked out well. It was a perfect counterplay, I guess you could say. But moving on to this round, we're going to have completely different setups. I mean, or loadouts, not loadouts, lineups. Completely different lineup on the defense. We still have the Wamai Malusi, but then it's going to be joined by Mute, Oryx, and good old Goyo. And, well, talking about aggression, holy, he's going to be close to getting killed. Will that be a wall hanging? Joey gets taken out fastly. Will there be a second? No, they will not. Not playing as aggressive as they should be. This is going to be Buck taking up the ball.
Either that or just NeverLast just playing more aggressive than they should be. The intel does start to be gathered with those drones, but it's just maybe a little bit too late, you'd say. Well, that's a good start from Mr. Easter taking out James. The terror on the Malusi back in round 1, taken out of the board without a single frag. The Proxima Alarm going to provide some more of that information for the defenders of NeverLast, as Mr. Easter is going to be halted here inside, well, just before even getting into that dragon area, as these Gaia shields from Swiss coming in very useful. And my bad, they're not shields anymore, are they? They're just the canisters to place on the ground. Half the round has been burned, just like the floor in front of Mats here, trying to push into drum, but once again, just going to have to wait a little bit. That fire burns for 20 seconds, which is quite ridiculous, and Ketal gets the second on the round onto Mats. 1 minute left, and, well, NeverLast, they're certainly in quite a good position to maybe get 2-0 up.
Oh, I mean, NeverLast's aggression is off the charts. This Oryx is not going down without a fight. He got 2 kills, but Dallas will be there to refrag his fallen teammate. Not exactly onto Cattle as he gets his 3rd, but instantly taken out. Exactly as the Malusi did. You know, a triple kill onto the attacking side. Now it's a 2v2 situation, and we see a lot of roaming. I mean, these guys really like their frags. I mean, the breach is going out. The site is pretty much the defenders around the attackers, but they don't even know it. I mean, both of the players are downstairs chillaxing with a C4 ready in hand to blow out anyone trying to down a plant, as 20 seconds are left on the clock. They're going to have to hurry, maybe even go for a trade plant. We're going to have to see. I mean, Swiss right now playing it quite safely. He's waiting to go up these stairs, but attackers don't know the plan's going down, but the C4, it's not close enough. Easter finishes off Ducky, and it's a 2v1. The plan is down. This timer is on the defenders. Now Swiss takes him out. And down. Wow. It was a 2v1. But Swiss is not going down. No, no, no. Oh. Well.
I mean, it got close, but... It got close? Swiss?
He got it. You know, the attackers were close, but not close enough.
Exactly.
And yeah, I mean, that's
close
going to be
but
second
no
round,
cigar, as the saying goes.
That is, yeah, pretty much second round in a row. Looking at quite a good head start. The 2 main parts of this map are off the board. Now they're going to have to go, actually, not kitchen. They're going to go bedroom and bathroom. What is this? Haven't seen it first time. Well, well, well. Have you seen it? On go.
I couldn't quite hear you, unfortunately.
All right. Have you experienced bedroom and bathroom on this map?
Not for quite a while. I'm going to be completely honest. It has tended to be abandoned as a site that you just don't really go to as defender. It tends to be that Barbecue Kitchen on the other side of the map is the favoured tertiary site. So I really want to see what NeverLast are going to do here, and it looks like they're going to have quite a lot of presence upstairs in this sort of office area to try and hold the bomb site that way, because obviously on the bomb site there's so many angles that attackers can get on you. It's really not safe to play there, especially because of that window into the closet, which is kind of why this site is has been abandoned. And very too quick fingers on the pulse there. Ketal goes down, opening pick after attempting that spawn peek. So the aggression from NeverLast continuing, but this time it's a fruitless effort, as now into delivery Joey goes, and there's a little bit of a sight hole. What can he find? He might have just seen the gun barrel there of James on that Maestro, but I don't know. Are they aware? And there you go, peekaboo, and James goes down. It's now 2 minutes left to go as Vivid, they are encircling this bomb site. They haven't dealt with the upstairs, but Mr. Easter is certainly going to help them start to do that. That's Gerald off the board, and now it's 2 versus 5 for the members of NeverLast. Swiss is now taken down so low due to that engagement with Matt. The nade comes through to finish him off. Ducky is now left all alone against the entire team of Vivid. What can he do? I don't think he's going to be able to do much, and they seem to be aware of his position. And there we go. That's it. Flawless round as Joey finishes it off as he started with a frag. And that is why you don't go to bathroom, bedroom.
Fair. I mean, Wow, we're 3 rounds in, and we're going to be seeing a flawless right off the bat. Of course, Keto right there was kind of aggressive. I do believe he went for a spawn peek or a
Yep.
failed rotation on the outside, but Jackal, was it Jackal? I believe that was Jackal's gun. Seemed like it.
Who?
Pretty much, he got taken out
Oh,
instantly.
Joey. That was Joey on the sledge.
Joey on the sled, yeah, my mistake. Joey was there to act very quickly, although this
Yeah.
site is very vertical. You know, there's a lot of verticality you need to play off of. But even then, you know, it's kind of hard to defend upstairs. If defenders would have some sort of upper hand on defending the verticality, maybe. But there's a window, there's a breach pretty much directly to it. So it's
Yeah.
kind of down to gunfights where defenders do actually drop off quite a bit. I mean, the guns and just the utility is not there. They don't have frag grenades. Maybe C4s, but at least you can shoot those out. Nades, if they come
And
up in
also,
your face.
C4s are more useful from below up, not from above down.
Yeah.
So, like,
I mean, it would kind of wouldn't make much sense, would it now? Unless if, of course, you know what would be interesting? You know, a pulse upstairs.
that is such a... Sorry, that is
Oh.
such a sneaky electrical. Did you see that
I did,
inside of the
okay.
cupboard? Sorry,
Very.
continue, but just wanted to highlight that. Gerald, very sneaky. I might steal that for ranks, I'm gonna be completely honest.
Yoink.
Yeah, yoink.
Oh, God.
Felt with a
Yeah,
chain, though. So
very good. I haven't seen it myself. I only know some border ones since I've not played this game in ages. Only casting it. This game kind of died for me personally. But yeah, so pretty much, you know, Pulse upstairs, he starts pinging, and people from the site downstairs maybe C4. So that could be maybe for a Valkyrie. I don't know. Not quite sure. But yeah, going back to the good old first site we had, we're gonna see if, of course, Ducky right here, just like as the Malusi in the first round, is gonna be holding his own ground. He's getting zoned out. Flores comes in, and they start pushing him very aggressively. Actually, that was a Yana drone. I thought the player just came in running a marathon towards this poor alibi. Didn't know what was gonna hit him as Kettle. Kettle. His name is Kettle now.
Okay. Yeah,
Go.
that's going to be the second one of the... Well, James continues to dominate over Shrine and Dragon, it seems like. He got the 3k in round 1, he's already found 1, and I was just going to say, Joey onto Petar, the opening engagement, 2 rounds in a row now. It's going to be interesting to see that entry battle for people who are just a little bit more interested in those statistics. Now, more explosions. I think that was possibly in... No, I don't know how. I have no idea how that damage happened onto Dallas, but I think a boost is going to be used to take him back up, and Adapt takes down James. No 3k in this round, it's only the 1. And that's going to be a Vivid there in a man advantage, but they only have 45 seconds thereabouts left to go. The flashbangs now come in, and Ducky, he's fully blind and taken out by Mats, the Finker LMG coming through, and it looks like Vivid, they might be on course to get their second round if Gerald and Swiss have anything to do with it. Now it's just Gerald finds 1, but that could be all that he's going to get. 30 seconds left, plant starts to go down, and that's so very close. And no, Mats with the oversight, with the overwatch, with the kill. Closes the round out. Vivid, they've tied us up 2-2. As we head into round 5, are they going to try Farfis again, or are they just going to move on with their slight rotation, head over to Karaoke? What do you think? Before you look.
The turns are starting to table. I mean,
They
yeah,
are.
of course. Okay, Exhibition and Office, we're going back. You know, they want to give it a second chance. They've seen what they did wrong, and they want to adapt. So we're going to have to see how that works out for them. And, well, there's going to be some adaptation. Instead of we already say Jagger, Godel pulls from below, so we can expect a C4 as long as he doesn't get spotted. Because, I mean, attacker repick, IQ going downstairs, taking out Mr. Baldy, not going to be quite hard. So, yeah.
Sorry.
It was... Well, I don't want to insult the character, but he is bald. I'm not wrong.
True.
Kind of.
Until you have his elite skin and then he has hair again?
Well, he
It's
doesn't
really
have
weird.
an elite skin right now, does he?
True. Well, the funny thing is, you can have the... You know how Pulse's elite animation is
Yeah,
him,
you
like,
can
combing
have
his hair?
those.
Yeah.
you could.
Yeah, but if you have like the headgear where he's bald, he still combs his hair, but there's nothing to comb. It looks
has a
really
dream.
funny.
He has a dream, okay? Just
Yeah.
don't ruin his wishes and hopes. He has like memories of how he used to comb his hair. Oh god. Yeah, I mean, hey, as long he's still a pretty strong operator, but I feel like okay, his ability off the charts, secondary as well, but the gun. No. I don't want to talk too much about the gun.
I'm reminded of a certain Canadian clip from the previous SI.
Oh, dude. I have no clue.
No, I think he's on either Castle or Pulse. He, like, clutches and he just shouts, "I'm old as shit with the worst gun in the game." It's so funny.
Well, that's Canadian in a nutshell, I guess.
Yeah.
Absolute living legend. Oh, dude.
Will Ketal live up to that?
Probably. I mean, his aggression is off the chart. I feel like if he would tone that aggression, his gun skill, it's good. It's most definitely there.
There's
feel
a
like
reason he's been in tier 3.
Exactly. He could. I mean, he's most definitely. I feel like maybe he's aggressive because he's, you know, playing in T4. He has the confidence. But yeah. Let's actually stop talking about Mr. Egghead and head on what's happening currently. As of course James almost gets his head taken off. Quite simple as the first drop will be onto Matt. Ducky with his vengeance. You know, he couldn't stand it to Dragon earlier, but he's going to be taking a stand right now. As 1 minute and 20, the attackers haven't been doing much progress as James follows up, taking out a Dabs. That's going to be Nomad out of the match. Swiss holding quite strongly. So Dragon will be hard to take out. I mean, especially with that thing that no nades, no flashes from good old, what's in the called Nomad, correct? But yeah.
What? Okay, there we go. Swiss finally takes the head off of Dallas. A couple shots onto the toes of the Dragon. But that's going to be now 2 versus 5 for the members of Vivid, and Ketal still down below, providing that intel, providing that information for this defensive side. They look to have fixed their mistakes from round number 4. As now you can hear the C4 gets ripped, and that's going to be the end of Mr. Easter. Joey, 1 versus 5, finds one. Not quite the second, and Ketal from down below up to the top ropes you go to Mr. Bullets, and there is the life of the final member of Vivid United as NeverLast. They're back in the lead, 3-2, and they're going to probably be going down to karaoke. That is indeed what we see.
Bit of a downgrade, but not too much. Still a pretty strong set, if you ask me. I mean,
yeah,
you know, there's a lot of angles where attackers can come off of, but it's not like these huge things where they can expand on. You know, there's one doorway, there's what, 2 breaches, but then also a window, 2 windows actually, and karaoke and engage. But that's pretty much it. I mean, not too much to go off of. And of course, attackers expand. You have a Capcan who can also kill you on the way if you're not too careful. But actually, Joey bringing out a very annoying, but also intel anti-flank, whatever you want to call it. It's gonna be Dokkaebi. Now, I'm crossing my fingers to see the boss G. I'm just saying, I need to see it.
Please,
Joey, just
probably
listen
not.
to us.
But you know, would be nice. Yeah. Okay. Mark 14. It's understandable, right? Though, like DMRs are very strong, and when you have an option between a DMR and a shotgun, you probably would take the shotgun. I mean DMR, unless you're in defense, because then obviously you're not moving as much. But
if it would be a fully auto shotgun that has like burst, like let's say the sausage from Capcan and I would actually take it. This map is not that long. It's not that big. Small rooms. So I feel like that would be actually a strat. Maybe Ella with a shotgun, which is
the ceilings are quite high. I feel like a lot of the size of the map comes from the height of it, and it's only 2 floors, but there is a lot of room, like with how high the ceilings are, which kind of gives it that illusion of being a fairly big map. When, like you say, in reality, it's actually fairly small.
Yeah.
Not quite on the coastline level, but okay.
There's
that's
a lot of rooms, a lot of hallways, but they're not really big. But Joey, as we were speaking about him and his boss G, our boss G-Dream. He's going to be picking off good old Mute Ducky out of the match. Will Kettle be joining him? He's close, but not close enough. James going to be getting a bit of a revenge shot as Joey gets taken out right after. Matt's taking some damage himself, but he has the boost in hand. 1 minute and 35 on the clock. Monty gets taken out. The fuser drop through the rotation, I believe. And holy, will Matt be joining him any second now? Of course, NeverLast is holding on pretty strongly, making it a 4v2 with 1 minute and 20. Carol not being as on HP, but it's still a 4v2. The man advantage 2 times the player base, and man advantage is there. So they have a huge chance.
Yeah, they had the opportunity, they got the opening pick, but it doesn't seem to be going their way. Matt's taken out Mr. Easter with a refrag, but now 3 players still left to find. What can he do? Doesn't look like there's going to be much, especially when those shots come through from seemingly out of nowhere. He's only got 30 bullets in his main weapon, and there we go. He's found the source of his hurtness. He's found the source of his damage, but will it be too late? The drone thrown out. It's a bit of a decoy. And that's not really going to help him in this situation. 35 seconds left to go, thereabouts. What can he do? He's just going to have to try and gun up and face these players all alone. Swiss nearly taken him out, but nearly taken out himself. But this is still wasting time. The diffuser is there. There's going to be a line of sight, and Mr. Easter is aware of that. Takes out James. Now, there's only 2 people. He's found half that he needs for this clutch, but the timer, there's only so much, and now it turns red. The swing comes through. He has no idea. He's going to have to try and plant sometime soon. And NeverLast, they're playing this smart. They're playing the safe, holding back. And now it's full 0. That's going to be the knife kill from Swiss. Just a little bit of disrespect at the end there. They take the half 4-2. And to be honest, that's fairly expected when you have... like, the journey was different, but the outcome was the same. Obviously, they did lose one of their primary sites, and then they won it again. So they only actually played 1 tertiary, but 4-2 halves at the end of the day, pretty expected, especially for Skyscraper.
They played it very well on defense. I mean, the adaptability that came in, you saw the Wamai and the shield right after, so that was good. I mean, we see it happening right then and there, so we're going to have to see if Vivid can do that same good old, pulling their weight as good as NeverLast did. I mean, they're going to have to if they want to stay in the game. Because NeverLast wins, 2 rounds right now, and Vivid are going to be fighting full all or nothing, at least on this match.
Yeah.
So it's going to be quite stressful, but we're going to be James with an Amaru. I don't think he's going to be auto-locking on that, but, it seems like it's going to be a rush strat. We have an Amaru, a Ying, a Finka, Zofia, even a Yana. I think we're going to be seeing rush. We may be seeing a rush the first round on NeverLast's attack. So, yeah, okay. It is not exhibition in office, but karaoke party, Geisha, go through Geisha, go through whatever. They're going very quickly, and I believe this is a rush, but will it work out for them? It goes from all sides. We have an Amaru, we have a Ying just for some backup. They're getting ready. I think they're already ready just in case for anything to go wrong. And holy is it going well. Ducky with an opening kill onto Joey. It's a 4v5 looking already good. But what will be James doing? James, the Amaru. Will he be swinging into sight? Or will he just die? I'm not sure. I'm not really a fortune teller. Sorry.
What, as a caster, you should be able to predict the future. That's how it works.
Oh, my bad, bro.
Yeah.
haven't gone in that profession. Oh.
Bro, you need to go back to caster school. That's like some year 1 level stuff, bro.
Caster school.
That's some first year level stuff. And, well, Mr. Easter gonna find one Swiss though with that refrag. Candela's come in as the Amaru heads up, getting that diffuser down. Just about a second left of it as nades come out as well, just to stop the defenders from moving. And James is gonna find one. It's now all down to Matt. 1 versus 4. What can he do? It doesn't seem like much. I'm gonna be honest. It was just as much an explosion as those frag grenades were, because my oh my is Matt and NeverLast there in Vivid, even they're in such a difficult position. Matt's with the whiff as well, as James is going to be able to lock that off. It's all fell apart in that round, and even the disrespect good night in chat from James. And like, that's a strat, but you don't expect lightning to strike twice.
Well,
Surely
well,
not.
I mean,
Surely not.
let's hope that good night doesn't hit him back of the head like karma. Let's hope it doesn't make Vivid
The
be the
level
winner.
effect.
But of course, some confidence from both sides, not being too nice to each other. But that's competition, I guess you could say. They're both going for the win, and fair enough. As we're going on to round number 8. NeverLast wins 2 more, and they're looking at themselves for a good old first map 1-7-5. Not too bad, but we're gonna see how they play it. I mean, it was a rush first round after the attack, and
Yeah.
it's unexpected. No one does that. Like, you won't. That's not the first thing you come to. You're not gonna pick up Warden just because you have I don't know, a thought that someone's gonna maybe rush. So yeah, fair play to them, and it doesn't seem like they'll be doing it or redoing it. As of course, I actually see one of the best in my opinion. Well, not one of the best. My favorite operators being brought out, and it's gonna be Nook. Nook, one of the deadliest, takes ground, takes cover, takes everything she can. I mean, it's all hers. Call her just a robber, pretty much. She'll take rooms without you noticing and stab you in the back of the head just before you even know it. A very deadly operator. You can't see her coming, literally, because, well, if you check cams, she's invisible. But yeah, even when it comes to sound, she's a mix of a Caveira and a Vigil, you could say. That was the plan when they were making her, probably. And NeverLast is taking things quite quickly. They're not, while they are droning, they're doing it very quickly. I mean, they're already going in. Maybe in like a minute, they could probably have everything they need. So a good old minute and a half, I'd say, is when they're gonna start like getting ready for the execute and everything. Droning is still out, but even the Legion goose will be quite a hindrance, and I don't believe the Legion is even there. They're kind of worried for nothing, as some sort of I guess you could say alert has been set off. The first minute passes and they're already entering. They're taking ground. They're taking cover as much as they can. The strats seem to be quite similar to, of course, NeverLast. I'm talking on Vivid's side, and same seems to be the push, as actually Mr. Easter almost gets taken out. Still challenging Getter, and that's gonna be the first kill on to the Finka player. A very unfortunate pick, to say the least. I mean, Finka in the late rounds, nades, Finka boost adrenaline, so it's just it would have been so much more useful, to be honest.
Yeah, because that Clyde left in play, the RCE Rotaro drone off that floor is going to not be able to do anything. Well, it's just a little bit out of that radius. Dallas now hasn't had the best impact in terms of these kills. As we can hear the Selma start to go off from the terrace, he is now cornered in a very tight situation. And it's all down to NeverLast just to apply that pinch, to apply that pressure as the Rotaro car starts to come in again. He's going to swing out to the door, nearly takes out Gerald, and no, gets caught out on the rotate through. Using that Volhole. Gerald, though, now very, very low on HP himself, as you would still say Vivid have an advantage, especially as the time has started to go down. And here comes the first smoke grenade, going to take them away from that area, just being used to get that area denial. However, Adapt has had to push back as the deployable shield is taken away from him by James on that Flores.
Ooh, they're wasting quite a lot of time of this Runigate or the Argue game, whatever you want to call it. They're not even pushing in. They are being held very strongly by Vivid as Adapts take out Gerald with the second kill on the attacking side. They have 15 seconds, and it doesn't seem like they'll make it. They need to go for frags. Planting will be a terrible idea.
Oh no!
As Legion! Oh, Matt misses everything. Mr. Easter with a double kill. Joey finishing it off, but Legion...
That's unfortunate.
It happens to everyone, I get that much, but just
I mean, me
it...
more often than most, I'd say, but...
Well... Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, it just breaks your heart when you see it. Just, oh, I hate to see it. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. But yeah, Vivid taking their first round in quite a long time, making it 3-5. A bit of comeback potential. They were holding their defensive side very strongly. Cross angle, just everything was on point. Ooh. But of course, let's hope they can keep that momentum. You know, when you're going for a comeback, you want to keep up this momentum where you just keep going and you have the hope, you have at least some sort of positivity. Oh. But, of course, well, what's your view on this? Do you think they can make a comeback? Uncooked.
Hey, comebacks are possible anywhere, especially from 4-2. I saw it just yesterday, in fact, on, I believe, this very map. The team got out to a 4-2 half, and, well, the 5-1 half from the enemy team led to them taking the map in a 7-5 fashion, so it is still possible for Vivid. Remember, this is their map pick, so you'd hope that they know what they're doing, but just doesn't seem to be the case as of yet. And James, once again, on that Amaru, being the first one to get that kill, taking out Joey on the Melusi, roaming downstairs, which is definitely not an ideal situation for Vivid. Oh, but the swing comes through for Max, and that's Ketal taken out early once again. The Finger not having quite the impact you'd expect them to, and you're looking, maybe James is going to try and go up the closet hatch there, down in the bathroom, but actually he's going to rotate away, possibly go try and find some pressure over by the side of Geisha, and that is indeed going to be the case. No defenders here, but there is a frost mat from Dallas, and that is going to be unfortunate. At least they have the intel that's there now, but with your Finger down, that HP after the revive is going to be all that James is going to have. No Thunderbird on the side of the defenders to try and limp it off of those. As now this side of the map, this entire western portion, has been vacated apart from this sole player on Heaven. That's going to be Dallas trying to get something done, and Nose continues to just be on that, to get on that breadstick for at least the rest of this round. Now, well, they're aware of the frost mats now, at least at NeverLast, and they're in an advantageous position as well. They still have plenty of time, and they still have the man advantage to boot. So now, 55 seconds. Puffer Bob, what do you reckon they could do?
Well, I mean, they have the man advantage, so going off of refrags could work in a way. They got some sort of intel. So, I mean, going for breach is not really an option here, but I feel like pushing from both sides, you know, since they have the manage going 2-2 from each side, one from Dragon side, one for the Drum side, I feel like that could be worked out, as it actually something similar does happen. A transfer does come on. Mads gets a double kill, actually making up for the man advantage for their own side. Will he be able to get a triple? We're gonna have to see. I mean, it's down to the 19 seconds. He gets down, and it's all up to Mr. Easter. It's Mr. Easter, and this decides around as Mr. Easter will be finishing it off. Went from a 4v3 to a 2v1, down to a 1v1, and the 416 carbine managing to come out on top, as Vivid will be winning their second round in a row, making it a beautiful 4-5, getting very close to that comeback. I mean, holy, it was 5-2, and this is, I mean, Vivid is very strong on defense. You know, we said that. Let's hope the side of NeverLast a bit of I feel like saying toxicity is a bit too much, because I feel like it's just some sort of banter or something. You know, not too much. We did say that. Let's hope that doesn't hit them like Garland, just towards the later rounds, and the comeback happens. Well, the caster's curse is starting to slowly activate, and we're gonna see it in action, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, but yeah, actually, let's go back to how these, you know, since the role swap has happened, let's see how different both of these loadouts are. I mean, defense still Jaeger, Melusi, Mute, as always, a Castle, and a Legion. Legion always appreciated, just like that. But Castle is either extremely specific, you want him, let's say, on Clubhouse, Gym, or something like that. He's extremely specific, or he's just that background character that, you know, it's okay to have him, but you can do better. And, of course, what I do find interesting is that actually Attack has a buck and a sledge. So if they want to play vertically or from below, they have both of the options up to their availability. Gerald will be, oh, he tried to set down the first breach, but that's not going to be an option as Mr. Easter gets taken out by Swiss. The Yana from, of course, the window, putting in some nades and some work, trying to get any type of kill, and Geisha will be cleared out. It will be replaced sooner or later. Well, I thought it was going to be Joey replacing into Geisha, but not so quickly, as Kitchen is also getting contested. So attackers are putting a lot of pressure into, you know, the up and the same level.
Yeah, absolutely. That opening engagement, but a revenge from the ending of last round. As obviously in that situation, it was Mr. Easter to take out Swiss in that clutch situation, but this time it is roles reversed, and Joey nearly getting that kill all the way down onto Geisha, but now position known, and Ketal starting to push up with that Thinker LMG. It'd be wise for Joey not to risk it, as indeed what is going to happen. Adapts now watching this hatch drop. Obviously a lot of vertical pressure being applied here on this bomb site, which is Kitchen Barbecue, the more traditional tertiary site for teams to play, and it could be Vivid looking in pretty good position to take this round. Despite being in this man disadvantage, they have some very good positions, and well, for NeverLast, they're definitely going to need to try and phase check, and they can't even phase check that angle, really, because that's adapts from the bottom up to the top, and Mats finds one more as well, taking out Gerald. Now the man advantage has flipped. It's now Vivid that have the advantage here, and 1 minute left to go for NeverLast. Diffuser is still in the hands of them. They have that in the Sledge of Ducky, but they need to try and do something. Nades, still plenty of them, still plenty of time. They have the resources, they have the capability, but do they actually pull it off? That's the question that's going to be answered in the next 45 seconds or so, as now Ketal trying to find some vertical use with those holes. Nade will surely be coming through, it seems like, but there's nobody in that situation, nobody in those positions, and final one that comes through. Nothing found off the back of that. Now Ducky needs to just jump in, and Adapts is waiting, Adapts is watching. Diffuser is going to be on the floor in that site, inside the site in front of the window, and now Ketal, what can you do? What can you do along with James? And James is going to be able to find one. And here comes the hop in, and there we go. Matt knocks that one off. James is still above, not quite able to find that. Takes the hatch drop, and it's so risky, it's so dangerous, and that is going to be why Joey locks that out from Vivid. We're tied to back 5 apiece. We could be seeing a 5-1 from Vivid here. It could be possible. It could be on the cards. They could win this in regulation.
Holy, I mean, I'm not even going to comment on good old Bucks just dropping to side. I mean, he did want the kill. He almost got it, but of course, good old Malusi was there to back up the teammate, and it went from 5-2 to 5-3, and Vivid is on a streak right now, 3 rounds in a row, one, and it seems like these teams are just exchanging rounds. I mean, it's one after another. It was 2-2, then 4-2, then 5-2, and then back to 5-5. So, you know, quite an interesting way of playing things. Defaults, just defaults, loadouts, default lineups, whatever you want to call it, as we're going back into good old karaoke and exhibition. That is not exhibition. Pretty much karaoke, just the default, I guess. Yeah, exhibition and office, they have been won, so they still can't go just if anyone's new to comp. I doubt it. I doubt that anyone watching EOL is new to comp, but if you are, if there's that one slithering chance, that slight chance that you are, after you win a round, you cannot play that site for 2 more rounds. So you just a bit of a lecture every now and then. But yeah, Matt right now playing as aggressive as good old Carol did earlier. You know, he's playing extremely aggressive, and does he get the kill? He catches the finger. Oh god! The second the drone comes out, but instantly taken out. Swiss with no mercy. What is happening? I'm gonna say it like this. I have never seen that. Oh my god, that got me. That is surprising. He was, you know, Matt was for a second quite. I bet he was proud of himself. You know, he got cut all the revenge he wanted. He got that kill, that run out the second he got on the drone. But then Swiss just wanted to shoot a window, and he actually managed to get through with that kill. As back to the situation, We're back to the drum situation, and the home is extremely powerful. But not as powerful as, of course, Mats is not here anymore, and Mr. Reeser will be joining him 6 feet under as another kill onto the defense is transferred by the one and only Ducky himself, the man, the legend. And we're going to have to see how these attackers react. I mean, they have a minute and a half left, a good minute and a half. So will they, what do you think they could do here, Uncooked?
Well, I'm honestly not too sure. Remember when I mentioned about that comeback that happened yesterday? Guess who was on the team that the comeback was against? It was none other than the man you're seeing popping off right now, Swiss.
Oh, God.
Was actually on that roster, and it could be happening 2 days in a row even, which would just be super unfortunate. An aid comes through though onto Dallas. He's going to be able to scarf or be able to escape, but utility does go down, along with about half of the HP of that mute. So now the replicator, the Gemini, can start to come through, find out the positions of these last remaining players, gather some more of that intel as well. Swiss can also see those tracers. He doesn't want to lose Skyscraper 2 days in a row. That would just be so unfortunate, but Gerald just missing out on that swing onto Adapts, and Dallas finds Ducky, and Gerald goes down as well to Joey. It's all falling apart. Joey just caught sight onto James as well. He's so low, trying to reactivate that gate, and it's just not happening for him. There we go. James could still go for the swing. Burns out the gate. Flashbang comes through, and there you go. Swiss climbs that one, but Adapts from the stairs. He's still going unchecked, James. He's so low on health. He's so low on time. 10 seconds left. The timer goes red, and the diffuser starting to get planted. If he comes up now, he will just have to hold it. And that is what he will do, Dallas. Don't call it a comeback, but it is, because they came back in that round, and they're coming back in the match. It's 6-5 now. Match point for Vivid. Their map pick, but remember, they were down so far at the start of this half, and they have clawed their way back into it. It was 5-1, and now it's 5-6. Buffer Bob, it could happen 2 days in a row for Swiss.
Oh,
Vivid's final bastion here. Exhibition and Office.
Vivid's pulling their weight stronger than ever. I mean, it was the same situation as the previous, well, the round before the previous round. It was a 4v3 situation. What did it turn out to be? A good old 2v1. While the Floors did manage to, you know, almost get the plan out. He wanted to fight back for a second, but just barely missed Dallas by a second. Oh God, it was close, but just not close enough. I mean, the attackers had a very good round. The way they took out the Aruna was also very strong. Just teamwork, chemistry, it was all there, but at the end it was enough. It just was not, and we're gonna be going into Exhibition and Office, a very strong site for just everyone in this game. You know, everyone's doing good. Oh, Mats, not again. We've seen it enough, and I feel like that could be giving away your location. Those were my, whatever you want to call them, grenades, disturbances. Yeah, that could be giving away location. Maybe, you know, they're going to drone before they repel. So, not looking at it. Yeah, we already have it pinged.
They think they've taken out the magnet, though, but there's a second one there. Oh, 2 of them didn't come in at the same time, though. That's very good coordination from NeverLast. They definitely have that cohesion and that teamwork to booting. Keto nearly finding Joey through the wall there. This is why the LMGs are so strong, and in fact, it happens.
Wow.
Mr. Easter, though, on that refrag, Swiss goes down. Zofia not going to be able to find any impact inside of round 12. It is now 4 versus 4, equal man count, equal numbers, and 2 minutes left to go. It's still anyone's game here, but man, will we see overtime, or will this be a regulation victory for Vivid? The story that no one thought possible, as now Mats is looking to try and apply a little bit of pressure, but just falls back at the last moment, thinks better of it, and Adapts, takes out the replicator, just getting rid of that information for the side of NeverLast. Vivid, this is obviously their last chance to take this in regulation until, well, all hands, everything goes up in the air when it comes to overtime. And James comes up the hatch, but it's a whiff onto the side of Adapts, and the shotgun comes out. That is going to be so many kills for Mr. Easter. Actually, it's now all down to Ducky, but no! Mr. Easter claims it. A flurry flurry of shots, a flurry of
The
kills,
fuck?
and at least 3 or 4 on the round. And Vivid, we said they could do it. They said that it would be possible, and it was. Skyscraper is theirs, despite the incredible start that they had. It's now, despite the incredible start for NeverLast. Look at that, 5 rounds in a row in the end there to claim it for Vivid. My oh my, what a game.
What a match indeed. I mean, oh, you mentioned it before, and I'll mention it again. NeverLast was just extremely powerful at the start. 5-2 score, and then that's when Vivid striked back stronger than ever. And holy, was it good. It was good to watch and interesting. I mean, the adrenaline kept on pumping. It was just one after another. It felt like they were all on, I guess, an adrenaline surge of their own. But yeah, that's going to be the first map. That's going to be Skyscraper. Quite interesting as it's getting a bit more popular. And right after that, I do believe we should be heading into the next match. But before that, stay tuned with us, and we will be taking a 5-minute break. So see you then. Bye bye. Well, hello, ladies and gents. Welcome back. I hope you stay tuned with us. I hope you're still here. I hope you're still ready for another match, as it's probably going to get a lot more heavy than and hot than it's been this summer. I mean, I am melting currently, not just from the heat, from the absolute gameplay we saw. I mean, a comeback from good old Vivid onto NeverLast was just off the charts amazing to see. But yeah, we're back. We're back with good old Hello Uncooked. How are you?
Hi.
Oh, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Then, Dan, if all the players are ready to go, we have them all in, we should be getting started as we're going to head into the second match of today's BO2, which will be
Chalet.
Chalet indeed.
Chalet.
Holy. My God. What are your... Well, I've casted Chalet. I kind of know the meta, so I'm just... Thatcher Cade ban is going to be just the first thing to come into your mind, but we're going to have to see what these players ban. I mean, the bans were quite interesting last match. There was no Cade, but it was, I believe, Valkyrie, Mira, and Thatcher joined with Osa. So, interesting bans. Not just something you see every day, every now and then. But yeah, let's hope we're going to be seeing the same thing. Well, not the same thing. A same type of ban, same type of gameplay, because you don't see this every day. Especially a comeback and a flawless round on the third round that's actually happened. It's, to say, quite interesting. But Uncooked, do you have any overlays or something you would like to cover from the last match?
Not particularly, to be honest.
Fair.
I mean, we said a lot of what we wanted to.
Yeah. That's a fair point. So, yeah, let's actually head over to the bans. We can 100% expect the Thatcher Cade is out of the match, but I'm going to be completely honest. For the second bans, I'm hoping a Valkyrie and a Flores. Valkyrie with this map just having huge rooms. Yeah, there goes the Flores. Speak of the devil. Nice shades, but not nice enough to keep him in the game. As, yeah, Valkyrie keeping on to that conversation, just hanging on to it for a second. Unlike Skyscraper, she has a lot of angles and huge spaces to put those cameras in. So I feel like she's extremely useful, same as goes as Mira. So I'm just expecting Mira or Valkyrie, something like that. But, that you're probably joined by the Cade, the myth. That's it. I'm just going to say the myth. He is really, I believe, the oldest operator besides Zero, or if not older. Yeah, pretty much somewhere around that. Not really knowledgeable with Siege lore, and I don't want to be. But yeah, Valkyrie getting taken out as soon as we mention her. So, it's kind of a prediction, I guess you can say. And yeah, I mean, Gerald is stuck to his chair, so that's interesting, I guess. Not too much of interesting, but yeah. Wow. We're not going to be seeing a Cade. We're going to be seeing a Warden. So I'm assuming Vivid is planning to go for maybe a bit of a Ying Blitz playstyle. We're not quite sure. I mean, okay, Flores, Thatcher, Valkyrie, I get that much, but where did Warden come out of? It's most definitely not a target ban since Warden wasn't even used in the previous match, but, maybe NeverLast in towards the last remaining rounds wants to use some Ying Blitz on action, want to do a bit more rushes as they did. And yeah, we're going to be going first site, and that's going to be Gaming and Bar. Very reliant on upstairs hold, a good old Mira, but what I'm not seeing is a Frost. I feel like Frost is very meta, especially when it comes to this site, and, without her included, it just feels empty. Mira being a bit of a replacement is good, but she's still not as good. She's still not as good in my opinion, and yeah, no breach denial, so the Miras seem to be out of place, at least for, of course, the Hibana being in play, nades getting thrown out, probably a lot of stuff to just get tossed over to the Mira windows, and of course a Jaeger and a Wamai, quite interesting. They want to keep that to themselves. Malusi and Smoke just for, a bit of time wastage, all that type of stuff, and it seems like we're going to be spending a bit more into Kitchen as James is going to be playing there himself, so this is actually just an anti-turtle strat. I feel like, they're not just inside, just protecting side itself, but they're pretty much around the entire map, protecting each other, and it's like a connection between these players. It makes a bit of a line between all of them. Not a straight line, that's to say the least, but it's some sort of line. Ooh. is pretty much onto that. Yeah, we're not seeing much action, so... Oh, actually, impact clicking. I have not seen that. I have not seen that.
Yeah, Swiss inside of that mezzanine over by the fireplace, just trying to prevent any of those lines of sight being created by Dallas on inside of the library. As now Nate starts to come through as well. He is under a trial by fire. Still managing to survive so far, but as more comes through, he actually picks the opening pick onto Joey. Mats finds one on that refrag before being taken out by Gerald, so it's 1-for-1 trades all the way down. And that leaves NeverLast in the man advantage situation. Half the round still left to go for Vivid to try and do something, but James is going to break that trend of the back and forth to find his very first kill on Chalet, which is taken out. Adapts, however, Mr. Easter does bring it down onto Gerald, and Dallas from above on those hatches, trying to find at least something for himself. That's Dallas finding, at least taking James down to some very low HP. He's now going to start to create an angle for himself using those X-Kairos pellets, as Keto just has to fall back just for a minute while everything else is sort of happening around him with a Gemini replicator and all of these grenades. So it goes into a split into connector, and smoke grenade starts to come through. That's actually the last one that's going to be taken out, and well, you can see from Mr. Easter there are some yellow pings, but I don't know which player that is on. Could it be Kettle? Is his position known? I don't think it is. But oh no, the swing's just a little bit too early. He's going to take that pick anyway, and James is going to finish it off. NeverLast once again off to a very good start. But will they be able to hold on to it this time? Obviously, it is their map pick, but even still. Well, James is back to
I
talking
mean,
in the all chat. And that
my heart...
But last time...
My balls and heart both just absolutely dropped as that. I was kind of expecting the Habana to win that gunfight. I was really seeing it, but at the end it was kind of a 3v2, almost a 2v2 with, of course, James being extremely... No, it wasn't James. Pretty much Mira being extremely low to the point of where someone could fart in her face and she would drop dead. And what I'm seeing, which is really uncommon, is them going downstairs, which... I'm not going to say it's a throw, but you still have upstairs, you still have kitchen dining, which with modern day, competitive strats nowadays, I feel like this is kind of a throwaway, just using what you shouldn't. I mean, you have better sets, you have probably better strats in my opinion. I mean, this could be personal choice, maybe they play on it more, maybe they have better strats for it, whatever you want to call it. But I don't see this. I mean, I really don't. I'm sorry. This is a new one for me. But yeah, going downstairs, I mean, taking the Cade plus the meat, of course, and the Jaeger, but... Can
I just interrupt you just for a second? Because recently, the basement has started to be rather favoured, especially as...
Really?
Yeah, especially as you now have a lot of teams realise that sort of trying to go in through the garage a lot is pretty useless. So teams have started to switch to defending more towards the wine cellar, and teams have started to attack more going through trench. So it's sort of both sides have sort of shifted to start doing that. It mainly started in ranked, to be honest, and popularised by Tier 1 Cost Ace of Pyrite. This Ace's Siege School helped a lot of people, because obviously in ranked, the basement was still quite a popular site, and people started attacking down in the basement, and people went, oh, that works kind of well. And then defense was like, well, then we can look into this. If we defend basement, but then we defend more into that, defend more over towards the wine cellar, and it sort of sprung back into popularity. And to be honest, all four of these sites are now pretty equally favoured. And you don't really say one of them really has preference over the other, and in fact, it does tend to be Bar Gaming that has fallen by the wayside, and, well, Swiss and Adapt, they've both also fallen by the wayside inside of this map, as those are going to be the first kills. Obviously, Ketal was the first one to find a kill. Now, we are evened up, but not for long, if Ketal has something to say about that. It's now all down to Dallas and Joey. left, 2 versus 3, and Kendall nearly finds that kill, but wisens up and goes away as Ducky falls to Joey. Equal man count now, 2 versus 2, and about 70 seconds left to go, Bob.
Ooh, I mean, yeah, we're getting to a close, that's for sure. And it's a 2v2. Things have gotten pretty heavy. I mean, Carol, of course, with the one and only Gerald, are actually holding quite strong. I mean, they do have a hard breacher that is in mind, but let's hope this good old, what should I say, this Cade Claw, you know, the Mew Jammers will be able to hold them back, as the breach can be the main thing. Although both of the breachers are alive, I mean, they can go off of hatches, whatever. A crossfire could be able to just, you know, stop the whole push, in my opinion. It's going down from both sides, nothing to back it up, as it seems like we will be getting to a both breach, but I don't think Hibana will be joining me for good old Thermite as she starts to go down into blue stairs. Joey, I don't think he spotted as he gets taken out by Kettle. A free fire onto that. Thermite right now being in his sight alone, but not knowing that he's about to get wallbanged, or headhold wallbanged, whatever you want to call it, by Gerald. And that's going to be, I mean, just unfortunate timings. Hibana gets taken out the second she's not ready for it. And good old Thermite, you know, the second he looks away from those holes, there will be someone peeking from them. So quite unfortunate, but it will be another round going to NeverLast, and that's going to be the second one. Yet again, pretty strong off of the side of defending. And I guess you could kind of expect that something similar may be happening in the later matches. But yeah, we're going to have to see. I mean, it's going to start to just unleash itself, just show itself to us. So with that in mind, let's see what these... Oh God. I just realized something that... This is an operator I don't think I've seen in about a month. And it's going to be Ducky's Azami. Now, Azami, she's like a more annoying castle, if you ask me. Let's say your pushes, whatever, they have really late finishers where you go for a plant, you know, breach, all that type of stuff. So if an Azami comes into play in those later rounds, yeah, you are most definitely, and I mean most definitely, not getting into sight one single bit, just because of her abilities. And lately, I mean, quite strong, almost a spawn peak from Gerald. The aggression is still there, but it won't be able to enough. You won't be, you know, of course, Vivid has actually learned to play against this aggression. They've been holding quite strongly against this aggression that NeverLast brought. I mean, it was especially previously, but yeah, I don't think that aggression is going to be keeping up for much longer, as the nade is going to be brought up. Oh, it's getting a double kill. Swiss getting his HP just absolutely dropped, and no one there to back it up. And yeah, it seemed like things will start to get heated up any second now on Cooked.
Yeah, it's certainly looking that way as now more pressure starts to come through from the side of Vivid. 2 minutes left to go. And we had a little bit of pressure. Things are starting to cool down again. Adapts now had his first kill of the game. He's going to try and push for more. Also gain some intel, some of that information. Joey as well, just looking out for those flanks. They know that NeverLast like to get a bit fraggy, like to get a bit mischievous down on the map, and trying to just counter that as much as possible. The pre-fire through the barricade, not quite able to find Swiss. That's his second kill of the map and second kill of the round. The Swiss takes a wise decision just to dip out of there. Mr. Easter as well finds Ketal with the nade. The depth charge comes through, but finally Swiss with that jump out ends Adapt's aggression. But Mats with that refrag. It's now all down to Gerald. 1 versus 4. And then a future advantage from Dallas, but Gerald pushing through the smoke. Is he aware of the Thinker's position? No, he is not. And that is going to be first round on the map for Vivid. Well, they could take the full 6 points away. Obviously, they claimed 3 on Skyscraper. And they want to claim 3 here as well, because that would really shake up the standings.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like things are going exactly as they did earlier. I mean, it was NeverLast winning 2, then it was Vivid winning 2, NeverLast winning another 2. And well, that's kind of when it all went down for NeverLast, as Vivid got their good old comeback. And yeah, actually, NeverLast got one more round right after that as they swapped roles, but right after that, it was not the same. I mean, they were holding off quite strongly, and, you know, they were doing it at the start, but then it kind of just seemed to drop off. It was like a debuff, you can say, of sorts. And of course, yeah, as I was mentioning earlier, Frost is quite, well, I don't know the current meta as much as I should, but Frost is quite strong on the site specifically, just because, you know, you can make vertical holes all the way to your Frost traps. If anyone gets down, that's a certified kill as long as you're close to those verticals. Now, it doesn't seem like she'll be putting them up, but still in useful positions because, like we said, Capcan and Frost both very annoying and just unnecessary operators if possible for the attacking side. I mean, it's very tempting to deal with, and yeah, we're seeing still a lot of regression for NeverLast. I mean, the run out of the alibi right there, we already saw it. It put some sort of end, but I mean, if he could have picked out the finger, we could have seen some more fragging potential from the side of the alibi. On low HP, but she still managed to pull someone with her down into the grave. And yeah, the push that's happening right now, I see it as it being extremely all-sided-ish. You know, we have P9 balcony, we have library, we have just the roof that they're taking out verticality as much as they can. But um oh, I got distracted by a little something, and yeah, pretty much,
Sorry,
yeah, just
a very loud mic like just went past my window, and I was a bit angry. That's it.
yeah, I saw it. But pretty much, you just
It was so loud. It was so loud. I was worried it was coming through on board broadcast, to be honest, which is why I was annoyed. But anyway, back to the round. You continue.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just a push taking out the verticality. Verticality is key on this side, just taking out, you know, not allowing the defenders to use it against you, because playing off of that is a lot harder. And Carol being downstairs, just waiting for that Yana to come down. He's going to be getting his first kill on the side of defense onto round 4. I mean, Swiss and Mr. Reeser are both taken out, so no man advantage right there. And we're down to the minute and 20 seconds. There's not much utility off of both sides. I mean, they've used it. Adapt has used all his flashes, Joey all his frags, one frag off of Matt. I mean, and even one flash off of Dallas. Of course, the defenders only have one more C4 remaining as a double drop happens. I mean, it was close enough, and the flush right there, there was no physicality right there, so, you know, they couldn't really finish it off. But HP is not looking the greatest, although the finger still has one adrenaline surge. She won't, I don't believe she'll be there to, you know, just fully back up the Savannah. I believe there's going to be some sort of taking your heads off as Carol gets his kill. A bit of a refrag as Gerald will be joining the fight with a double kill onto Dallas, and Matt's making it a 3v1 situation. Adapts right now, repelling for his life, taking out James. And holy, it all happened at once, and we saw it with our own very eyes, as right now Lion is kind of in a predicament. No utility, no gadgets, a drone at last, but and a gun with 3 mags. Max jumps through the window. I think he's going to get challenged by Gerald any second. And will this be Gerald's 3rd kill? It will, and as he finishes off. And NeverLast winning their 3rd round out of those 4 coming in. So, yeah, quite a strong start. Or quite a strong defense, you could say. But, of course, Vivid are still...
We've seen it before.
We most definitely have, and let's hope the mistakes and history doesn't repeat itself.
Well, you'd hope not.
I can't really just cheer on any team because that's not our job. It's just to tell what's happening to the viewers. Pretty much, yeah. Attacking side still holding their ground quite strongly. You know, as much as they try to, it's not going to be it. I mean, Vivid is getting some frags, they're getting some kills, but there's this one moment in the match where it just kind of falls off. I mean, they seem to turn the tables, at least towards the more end, actually the swap of roles. That's where it all happened, at least last round. And I'm not going to mention it too much because I don't want to seem like I am, I just want to bully NeverLast or seem like I'm going against them. But yeah, let's just see if the adaptivity is there.
Well, you certainly hope so, and that's the thing. When as casters we criticize these players, and it does come from a place of tough love. We want to see these teams succeed, and Oh, that's talking about succeeding. The spawn peak did not. Swiss taken out early once again. Certainly not the map for him. Had a bit of a better time on Skyscraper, but hasn't really been able to get off the mark here in Chalet, and it's starting to look a little bit precarious, to be completely honest, because well, Vivid, they could be on track for their second round, and hey, a 3-3 half is still on the cards, and that would be very useful, and especially they're looking closer to getting their second round now that Mats has found Gerald Kettle, once again being that face of recovery in NeverLast as they look to at least get back on the right track thanks to that kill, but still, there's still a mountain ahead of them. They still have the man disadvantage as now it's 3 versus 4 for them. They also have 100 seconds left to try and hold on this basement bomb site. C4 does get taken out though, so more utility for this defense being removed off the board as now the attackers start to have their say. Smoke grenade comes in, Ducky going to take a little bit of chip damage, and that is going to be about all there is to it. Another nade comes out, so another nade comes through, but it's not going to be able to find anything. Which means that now Breach actually does start to get opened up. And Adapts isn't aware of Ketal's position, has equalised the man count all on his lonesome. Now James is going to be the unfortunate victim of one of those air jabs from the Nomad. Looking for a run out. Ducky finds Mats as well, and there we go. There's that run out that we were talking about. Dallas goes down. It's now all down to Mr. Easter, 1 versus 3. And what can he do? He spotted the player in blue, decides to push in for now. Spots the reload as well. There's one, but not the second. Ketal is just too good for him. It's now 4-1 in the half for NeverLast. It's looking to be a much more clear-cut game, but obviously Vivid, they still have a chance. They're still not out of it yet.
Yeah, it was almost a comeback. I mean, I actually saw the potential. I mean, the shots were all very close to the Wamira there, but they weren't on point. That's what got him killed. And I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but we're looking at a very similar score than we did earlier. Right now it is 1-4, one more round for Vivid, and we're going to be looking at the same outcome before the role swap in the first 6 rounds as we did quite earlier. But let's hope that doesn't happen, as we're going to be seeing Kitchen and Dining first time in this match. Quite interesting. I mean, a very strong site, in my opinion at least. But of course, downstairs, you did mention it going a bit more into the meta side, it's getting a bit more used. Of course, you know that they're going to use it if it's better, and we're seeing a rush from the side of Vivid. They got rushed previously on the side of NeverLast, so maybe they're going to be returning the favor as we see a Gridlock, Thermite, Finka, Yana, and the one and only, the ultimate rusher, call her Spider-Woman, is going to be Amaru with the grappling hook. And let's see how this will turn out. I mean, they could just instantly go in, but I feel like it's going to be a bit more of a West make. You know, they're all going to push in at the same time, maybe something like that. Or Amaru is just there because of the guns. I mean, her guns are extremely, and I mean extremely good. The SMG-11, one of the only, if not the only attacker with it. And
I think she's the only one, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so will she be repelling the trophy? She will. Let's see how it goes on from there. Almost gets taken out. Oh, this is where it goes down and cooked.
Yeah, absolutely. And what a shot from Ducky. I think that's possibly his second on the round, as now Joey starts to step through, as does Dallas. Dallas finds one, finds two on the entry into the site. Ketal is there to stop the pressure, and now it is Daps. He's already found one, but needs to get two more. It's Swiss and Ketal versus him, and now it is just Swiss. The Daps is not aware actually of Swiss's position on the upstairs. He's gonna still look through on the downstairs in this bomb site, and he's not there. He's watching the hatch. Where's the intel? Where's the drones? He still has a drone in back pocket and a drone active as well, and Swiss still on that upstairs. Adapts, where's your intel, my guy? You still have half the round left. There is time. You have the opportunity to do this. And Swift, there you go. That's going to be the information that he hightails it out of there. 115 is going to start to try and get this 1v3 on the board. Is it going to be the drop? No, just a reposition from Adapts as now Swiss starts to try and pre-fire through. Has to take this drop, and he's going to start taking damage as well, but he's downed. Nearly the clutch, and look at how low Swiss is. It's about a slither of health, and well, you can see what that means to him. Not quite 1 HP, but certainly very close to it. NeverLast, they get their 5th round. Oh, no, apparently it is literally 1.
Wow.
How unfortunate.
That would be even more unfortunate if he died to one of the tracks.
Yeah. True.
Oh, that would have been kind of hilarious. But yeah, of course, the gridlock was close. She actually almost got it, but I mean, it would have been most definitely a different outcome if she just let go of the diffuser the last second. I mean, the second the intent to drop was there, she would have gotten it. But sticking it is also not too bad of an idea. She got it down, but the tracks were just not there. I mean, the tracks maybe. I would say it would be one of the best clips if good old Gridlock set down a set of tracks right before she went down. So as soon as she went down, good old Wamai is on 1 HP, and it deploys right under his feet like just a Looney Tunes type style. And there it catches it. But that would not happen, and we're going to be looking at a role swap. Now, we've seen Vivid do this once in the previous match, not too long ago, that's to say for sure. But it's a 5-1 right now currently, and it's not exactly as it did go earlier, but it's very close. It's very close to say the least. And while though Vivid did manage to come back once, will they be able to do it again, or will NeverLast shut them down before they can do? I mean, NeverLast winning 2 more rounds, they're going to be looking at themselves for a good victory. As Vivid, they still need to win 6 at least, if one of the team win before going into overtime. Now, I'm cooked. What do you think is going to be happening here? What do you think these two loadouts?
Well, it certainly appears to be some very early pressure, but Tental finds himself down in the frost mat, and everything happens all at once, and it's actually Vivid and now in this advantage with the man count. It's all gone wrong for NeverLast, because Gerald finds himself taken out as well. It's now all down to Ducky, 1 versus 4. They attempted the rush, but with those frost mats, the attention was just diverted for long enough for Vivid to get those kills, and that's the bomb site where Frost was originally popularized and exactly for that purpose. Such an unfortunate situation. 105 seconds left to go now, and that timer continues to tick down. Ducky still has full health, still has that LMG, still has 2 smoke grenades and 2 candelas as well, but also has a ridiculous disadvantage against him, and that's going to be almost the kill onto Joey, but not quite enough, unfortunately. Found 1 in that situation, but that's going to be NeverLast. They stay alive for now, but even 1 round from NeverLast would take it up to match point. Even 1 round would at least take 1 point away from Vivid in a situation that they probably don't want, to put it lightly.
No,
I'm
most
just
definitely.
checking, especially Vivid and NeverLast. If Vivid can win this as well, they stand a pretty good chance of actually overtaking NeverLast in the group standings. Vivid currently sitting in 5th on 11 points, ignoring the results of the last game, and NeverLast in 3rd on 13. So definitely, oh no, that is including the result of the last game, excuse me. So yeah, if Vivid can win this, which, I mean, it doesn't look likely, but if they can, they will actually overtake NeverLast in terms of new standings, and even if they win in overtime, that will still be the case. So, a lot on the cards, a lot to play for, especially considering we're nearing about the halfway mark of the series, of the season even, and, you know, top 8 of the major division go to playoffs, so it seems pretty likely that will in fact be confirmed for them. But even still, you want to be getting as good a seed as possible going into that stage, because if you don't, you risk facing one of the major division teams instead of one of the minor division teams, which would be, as they say, pretty unfortunate.
Yeah. Most
Because
definitely.
obviously the minor division teams, you would say, tend to be of a lower level. That's why they're in that second division. But either way, putting all those differences aside, there's still a lot of this season to go. But these teams, they do have that to think about, because there is a lot to play for, and James is aware of that. And so is Mr. Easter, as that's going to be kills for each of those two, taking out Swiss and Mats respectively. And
I mean,
once again, we're tied up 4-4. We're tied up 4-4 once again.
yeah. We're back to the same score. Back to the start. But of course, actually, NeverLast is actually holding their ground a bit better. I mean, Vivid, right after they got rushed on Skyscraper, just started going at it. And Mr. Easter he's been on a roll these past 2 rounds. Even in the previous match, he's been one of the most performing players. I mean, and there goes another second kill. He gets shut down by James, as James gets shut down as well by Dallas. It's a 2v1 situation for Gerald, as the last minute and 15 are on the clock. The defenders do need to play quite defensively. He flashes himself, an unfortunate turn of events, and that's going to be the end of him. The flash came in, but it was... he got caught lacking by Dallas the man, and that's going to be a Rooney shot. Pete and Roni out of the match, and standing on top, that will be him on Vivid, actually winning their yet again round. And let's hope this doesn't come down to a comeback. And I'm actually, well, I do like to point out operators that we haven't seen before.
Not again. Not
And
again.
there's going
Not
to be
another
3.
comeback.
There will be 3 operators that we have not seen today. It's going to be Tachanka Kang, the one and only Myth the Legend, the buff Daddy Tachanka, joined by 2 new operators on the attacking side that are going to be Sense, the very new operator of Rainbow Six Siege, joined by Glaz. So that's new. That's new today for sure. And
Yeah.
holy, what do you think of those 3?
I think it's... I'm going to quickly touch on the Tachanka. I think in terms of the battle between Tachanka and Smoke still definitely takes the cake for me. Just because of with the Shumikas, it can be a bit difficult to place them, but if you do have the right lineup, man oh man, can those flames be deadly. And well, if you look at a drone hole on the bomb site, you can see that it actually goes to the exterior. What will often happen when attacking onto Kitchen is the Sense will throw that barrier out towards, out through the drone hole in towards the bomb site, and then the Glaz can still see through it, because obviously it's because of that thermal smoke, and that provides pretty good overwatch, pretty good coverage for players that want to get that plant down. Notably, this would be Gerald in this situation, but well, they need to be wary that those players don't get taken out. Ducky is going to be aware of the position of Mats, just saw the yellow flick across, and well, they're yellow no longer, as they have been dropped brown bread on the floor. Now, NeverLast still in a disadvantage here. And, oh man, if they have another comeback against them, that would be super, super, super unfortunate. But, hey, it hasn't happened yet.
Actually,
You can't call it until it happens.
for a second, could we go on to the Tachanka v Smoke conversation? I'm
Yes.
gonna say it like this. I feel like Tachanka is just better in general for non-planned situations, like area denial, because of the time, because of the bouncing, you can get to more different areas without having to peek. But I feel like when it comes down to denying plant itself, Smoke is better due to, you can just throw it, no bouncing, pull that out, go back into a gunfight instantly, the smoke goes out, it does a lot of damage. I feel like they're both better at
Take a look at this Sense lineup now, because this is what I was talking about. You have this drone hole here, it's going to go through, you have Ducky on the Glaz providing coverage, and as the Shanka just sort of has to go wild with it, and they're not watching above! They're not watching above! East is above, and Dallas finds one as well. It's now all down to James.
What is
Well,
happening?
you know, you have to be wary of those flanks, especially when you have your eyes onto the bomb site, as the DMR, the 417 of that sense is going to be at least tearing through one, not quite able to flick onto adapt, so Vivid, they found another round, and honestly, here is, if I was NeverLast, this would be where I would be calling some sort of pause, some sort of timeout, just to recollect
Wait,
your thoughts.
we haven't seen a single timeout.
No, I don't think we have.
Holy. I mean, the timeout could have been called last
He's
game,
had-
just or right now. I mean, to break off that momentum that Vivid has, and it's quite honestly a very useful thing. I mean, it can get you back on track. It can cut off the momentum, like just literally repeating myself at this point. Cut that off for the opposite team. But yeah, NeverLast or Vivid, none of them have actually called it once. So that's quite interesting to say. I mean, I haven't seen that type of a situation. There's always teams using it to their full advantage, just using everything they can. But you know, these teams just want to get it over with. They want to see who's better without timeout. So, but yeah, it seems like Vivid's doing a comeback. I'm cooked. It's gonna happen again. At least if NeverLast continue playing like this, insane, or just vice versa for Vivid right here. I mean, it was 5-1. Now it's 4-5. Like, come on. I feel like Vivid just turned the tides just in a matter of seconds. One time they're at the disadvantage, next time the opposite team just lost 4 players and the last one's down or something like that. It's that type of a situation. So yeah, as we're heading into the action of round 10, the heart of the round 10, Carol did actually take a bit of damage from the alibi just roaming around west side kitchen, going around dining. You always love to see it. There is a lot of roam presence and a lot of pressure even for the attackers. I mean, the attackers, if they don't go fast, they're not going to be clearing anything, as of course Swizz gets taken and cleared himself off the board with Joey's DMR being unstoppable. At least it seems today. He's not looking too bad for his own KD, and that's going to be Sledge. No more verticality should be included. And yeah, while that's happening, James just putting down a Claymore. I mean, Claymores have been buffed, so you have 2 of them. That's actually very neat, as yeah, the first minute has actually passed, and you know, although not much is happening, do you have any predictions? What do you think could actually go down right now?
Well, I mean, we've seen Vivid win quite a few rounds before, and it feels like NeverLast, they almost get a little bit too comfortable, a little bit too confident in those man advantage situations, which very much leads to their downfall. And now they are down a man. It's up to them to see what they can do. And well, that's certainly going to be a good start. James takes out maps, but I do kind of worry since they get into that man advantage that everything's just going to fall apart once again for them. So it is going to be this last 1 minute 30 seconds of round 10 to decide it. Do we get match point for NeverLast, or do we see an equal 5-5? And Adapt wants it to be that equal 5-5 for Vivid. He's going to find one onto James. The only player from NeverLast to have a kill this round, and Mr. Easter is going to double down onto Ketal. More swing comes through. Mr. Easter, he's just going to have to dip away. He's going to have to just retreat, but actually re-peeks it, and Joey not quite finding Ducky, and there we go. That's going to be the injury, and Mr. Easter takes out Gerald to confirm the 5th round in a row.
Well.
No, the 4th round in a row for Vivid, and there we go. There's the timeout from NeverLast. 1 minute on that clock. And we're back.
We're back. Hello. Glad to see you. Glad to see you're still with us. That's always always love to see it. But yeah, it's been, just like you mentioned, 4 rounds in a row. It's happening again, and the histories are repeating itself. Although, you know, NeverLast has changed up their playstyle, they're still acting quite confident after they have this huge lead on them. But right now, it's back to that confidence, back to that comfortableness, cockiness, whatever you want to really address it as yourself. But actually, they're taking the tactical timeout and not risking that comeback too much. So, yeah, I mean, while though the tactical timeout could stop this adrenaline that, of course, right now good old Vivid had,
yeah,
I personally don't think it will. I personally don't think it will. Oh, we're going back. Oh no. I still can't really cheer on for any team, just like mentioned, but it's interesting how it's happening all over again. I mean, it's just a repeat. Put this game on repeat, and that's what we're happening right now. Just a bit of different operators and a different map, and you have it. You have that in a nutshell. And while though the loadouts do seem to be changing quite a lot. You know, sometimes you have a Tachanka, another time you have a Smoke. Alibi seems to be joined with, of course, Malusi and Jaeger all the time. But Dallas, he's staying quite safe and sound in the Rooney, although sometimes you see Pizza and Rooney, but not always. You know, sometimes we did actually manage to see the DMR quite a couple of times today as well. So, yeah, we're going to have to see how that continues on. You know, maybe it's sight. You know, maybe it's how they play, the play style, just how they feel it, whatever really, as we're going upstairs. Upstairs not being too bad of a saying that's not the best, or actually, would it be considered the best? Yeah, Uncooked, what would you say on upstairs? Best side, worst side, just in the
I
middle?
don't know. I mean, it has sort of fallen out of favor, but I feel like every bomb site is equally viable on Chalet right now. I think Chalet itself is in a very balanced spot. I'm hoping that's a prisoner. Oh my god, James actually saw the head of Mr. Easter as well, but not going to be able to take that kill. And Ketal with the jump in finds one, and he's not aware of the player that's on those stairs. That's Adaps finding that down. And the player that's prone as well. And now, once again, we're seeing the man advantage swing back from NeverLast into Vivid. It's in their hands once again. They could be in the lead here.
It's definitely going towards that direction. I mean, one moment it was Mr. Easter getting taken out, then it was, of course, two people getting just dropped.
This now has to jump in. They had the intel, they just didn't have the gun. Well, there's the intel. James taking out Dallas, but jumps in and isn't ready for Joey to be just that good. It is now, once again, we're seeing Gerald in a lot of these clutches. Is this going to be the one where it finally happens? I don't know if it will be 1 versus 3. Still half the round left to go. What can he do on this Hibana? Has definitely a good gun. Flashbangs are quite useful as well, but not much room to drone yourself in at this point. Adapts is on those stairs. Could be the first point of contact, but no. Avoided just for now as pushing in to 90. Pushing round. Gonna look to go up those library stairs, but there's the camera. There's going to be the spot and the catch. You can see those outlines. Obviously, we have the benefit of those wall hacks. You can see the positions just converging from Vivid, and that's the swing from Joey. Once again, it's NeverLast falling at the final hurdle. We might be seeing another 7-5 here.
I mean, how close the results of these rounds have been is just absolutely insane. How evened out as the previous one is just off the charts. I mean, yet again, it's 6-5. Vivid, if they currently win, I'm going to be very surprised, to say the least. I mean, NeverLast seem like a very strong team. They seem like the chemistry is there. You know, they have everything they need, but it's just, it all goes down. It's either they don't have the adaptivity as Vivid as much as they do, or it's just something has to be driving these players how they are right now. I mean, there's no way like NeverLast just gets bad after a few rounds. It's not like they start to get a debuff or something, you know? It has to be something driving them, and that's what I wonder. And could I ask, Dad, do you know if you're doing an interview? No. All right. Yeah, we should be getting an interview. So, yeah, I'm actually gonna start preparing questions while I'm talking. But
oh, that's a good point. Actually, I never have anything good to say. It's just waffle.
Oh god. Yeah, but still, pretty much, I feel like, you know, the comeback, if they win right now, I mean, it's just gonna be not embarrassing, but it's gonna be quite infuriating.
Yeah. That's certainly one word for it. I mean, Vivid, they've come back before. They're possibly going to do it again. Mr. Easter gets down a dodge inside that library hallway. Manages to evade capture, at least for the time being. So it's going to be still not much being done. And Matt's going to be the victim of a depth charge from Ketal. But again, how many times have we seen opening pick man advantage from NeverLast only for the cards to all fall in Vivid's favour? Will there be an overtime, or is it going to be once again a 7-5 victory? Is it going to be once again a comeback? Is it going to be once again 3 more points, bringing the total boon of this game to 6 for Vivid? Well, James going to pre-fire around to try and find Mr. Easter, but instead finds Prisma, but not to worry, because Ketal is there. Had a bit of a step up recently in these past few rounds as Ketal. It's much different pace from the start of the game, and well, now this is the NeverLast that we want to see. They are up 2 people, and they are still being diligent with it. The Oster Shield going to be able to just provide that intel, provide that cover. And that's Joey being fallen by the wayside by Ketal as well. 3 kills on the round, on for an ace, even to take it to overtime. What heroics that would be. There's now 50 seconds left to go. Dallas is going to try and find one, and does successfully. Ketal goes down, the saving grace, the last hope of NeverLast, taken out. The other 4 players, what can they do? And Dallas is going to be aware of that positioning as well, but is wise to the fact that he could get refragged. Gonna fall back, and here comes the Sense Gadget once again coming through, and adapts with those Shumikas, just gonna create a wall of fire. An absolute, it's an impossibility to get through. The mute jammers have just stopped those projectors as well, which allows a bit of a line of sight. And here comes Dallas pushing through, and he's able to get the kill. Where is the coverage? Where is the coverage? And no, the frost mat as well. It's now all falling apart for NeverLast. And Swiss can't get it done. The timer ticks to 0, and Vivid, they've done it again. 7-5 victory. Don't call it a comeback. It's an absolute miracle how they've done it twice in one day. Oh my lord, NeverLast, you cannot let both of those opportunities go to waste.
I'm speechless. I am speechless. What just happened? I mean, it was a frost trap, a plant, mute running in through the sense smoke, killing the planter, dropping down in hatch, and then playing off of it, getting another kill one after another. The time was clicking down on the clock, but it was not enough as Vivid, they won both maps with a comeback.
Yeah.
Just quite insane. 5-2, 5-1, all the way to a 7-5 score. I mean, you don't. That's quite interesting. Not only, you know what's interesting? You know, mostly you see Oregon, you see Clubhouse Villa. It's quite interesting, but it's always equal result. But today we saw 2 comebacks in a row. Interesting maps, interesting bans, interesting plays, quad kills. We didn't see an ace, which would have completed the set, but we did see a flawless in the 3rd round. I mean, we had enough of this to just everything today. I mean, this is what we always love to see. But yeah, I do believe, should we go straight into the interview, or are we doing a 5-minute break? Straight interview. But yeah, as previously mentioned, we're going to be interviewing good old Vivid. So hey, we're going to be here joined by Vivid Joey. So hello, Joey. Do we have Joey on the line?
I'm here. Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, we can
Hey,
hear you
hey.
now. All right. So first off, congratulations on winning. We're gonna talk about that quite a lot. What happened today was just off the board. So, firstly, let's just start off with some questions. Now, you guys, Vivid, just today's roster. How long have you guys been just a team for?
We have the main three of being together for a while, and then we have picked up Easter about 4 months ago, and then Matt 3 months ago, I guess.
All right.
So we've been working hard for 3 months now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you did absolutely astonishing today. So, with those 3 months of experience, you have the chemistry most definitely. What are your plans? Do you think you'll be able to just destroy this league? What do you think is going to happen in here?
Nah, of course we want to win. We want to improve, but we've noticed a little bit of setbacks lately, so we're just taking it as we go. But for now, they just get to playoffs and then win the playoffs. Yeah, we had a little bit of a rough start to the season, but just practice a lot and get ready for the playoffs, and we'll be there.
All right. Besides EOL, do you have any future plans? Maybe cups you want to join?
Yeah, we're at the moment we're just focusing on EOL, and then we're gonna go for Yukon when that pops up.
Oh, all right. I mean, so this is a goal currently, EOL, but it's a bit of practice included as well.
Yeah, we'll take all the practice we can get. To be honest, we need the practice. We want to get better, and Yukon's not an easy thing to do. So of course we just gotta get the practice where we can get it.
Yeah. All right. So today on Skyscraper, there was a bit of good nights, a bit of easies, a bit of just friendly, good old background there. So is there any type of banter, anything you teams have between each other, or was it
We
just?
have a couple of us in Vivid knows a couple of the guys in the other team. But to be honest, I didn't even know they played for that team, so it was really fun when Ketlar popped up. He's Norwegian, same as me. It's like the friendly banter there. There you don't really see many Norwegians in playing higher, like, good leagues. So it was fun seeing him here, and he played really well. So yeah, it was friendly banter between us.
All right. Great. Just to see there's no actual toxicity. That's great to hear. But, let's actually get to the main thing. I wanted to talk about this for like almost the entire day. The comeback 5-1, 5-2, all the way to 7-5 was what happened? Can you lead us through how it all went down?
We struggle a little bit on attack. We don't really know what happened. We're usually much more confident and usually play a lot better on attack. Today was not the best. And we didn't really stress because we do have control of our defenses, so we didn't really stress when we were down. So we just took it slow and easy, and they kept trying to hit us with the rush instead of just doing the basics, which we thought was a little bit weird because if they just stuck a little bit more to the basic, I think they could have taken it just one more point in the bit to overtime. Then they get points at least. So yeah. Their aggressive playstyle, I think, kind of threw them off more than they threw us off because we were kind of prepared for it after they banned Warden. Where, like, the first thing we talked about when we jumped onto defense was be careful of the they're gonna rush, be careful.
Of course. I mean, hey, you guys, today you most certainly just. It was unexpected. You guys put on a show, and that's for sure. So, well, that was most of the questions from me. Uncook, do you have any yourself?
Well, I just wanted to ask about, like, obviously, I mean, a 6-0 defensive half on Chalet there to win that. Like, what are, like, the feelings, the emotions running through the team right now? Like, obviously, you said you've spotted areas that need work, you've spotted things, but just, like, what are running through your guys' minds? Maybe, like, during those comebacks or, like, after the fact?
We're just happy with the 6 points. That's, to be honest, what's running through all of our minds. That was the mindset we had for today, just get the 6 points because we fell short the other days. So I think everyone's just happy now, and we're ready to get to working again, to go over the VODs tomorrow most likely and see what we did wrong to improve.
That's great. Uncooked, was that all from your side?
Yeah, I think that's all from me. Obviously, just to provide a little bit of that aspect with those 6 points, Vivid now third place in the league on 14 points, tied with Katana, and still quite a way away behind is the Istanbul Wildcats, who are just like running away with things right now. Yeah, very very impressive performance from Vivid today, and I just have to say, well done, GGs to the boys, and yeah, send my love their way because that was incredible to watch.
Thanks, I will.
All right. But with that, of course, one last thing to you, Joey. If you have any shout outs to any fans, any managers, just the whole team, just go at it.
Really think about it, so I don't really have anyone. I'll get some for next time, okay?
All right.
I'll get some for next time.
get ready to just thank people or, just a good old shout out every now and then. But yeah, well, that's going to finish off the interview. This was Joey with us from Team Vivid, which was the 2-0 winner of today's Skyscraper and Chalet, a good old BO2. And it finished off with 2 great comebacks. So we always love to see it. But yet again, also thank you for both of the teams for participating. Thank you, Dan, for observing and producing. Always love to see it. All of the admins in the background, just everyone working. And thank you, Uncooked. Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Are you seriously shamelessly plugging?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, I am.
Oh
This
my
is fun.
God.
I don't know why I haven't done this before. This is great. I love this. The visual gags are just, be prepared next time I'm on any kind of stream. The visual gags that I have the power to do are just insane right now.
I cannot believe you rolled.
I got these
Among
cards
Us.
originally for revising for exams, and I just didn't revise. So may as well put them to use.
I hate that you used Among Us jokes as well.
I don't know. It's just an Among Us kind of day from me, I guess.
Fair point. But yeah, yet again, thanks everyone for joining. Thank you, the viewers, ladies and gents, for watching and coming by, stopping by, supporting your teams. But with that in mind, this has been
And thank you,
Puff-
Dan, for being
yes.
just wonderful.
We love Dan. Everyone, if you don't love Dan, you're weird. That's it. You're just you're just weird. Okay, but yeah, of course, this has been me, Bob. It has been Uncooked right there. We love Dan
Yeah.
indeed. What he
Follow
is
him
saying.
on Twitter. I spelled Discord wrong. I missed out the C. Wait, hold
You
on.
had one job.
I did. I can't. There you go. There's a C there now. Just about. You can kind of see it.
Just a bit. But pretty much just not to hold you hostage anymore. It's been Bob. This has been Uncooked. And
follow
we'll
that
be
man as
seeing
well.
you yet again sooner or later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Welcome to PGS Esports, where the players play. Your number one platform for all things esports. Built by gamers, for gamers, PGS puts talented players in the spotlight and creates a safe space for players of any skill level. Share stats with players from over 130 countries. Compete against your peers in our leagues and tournaments, and even learn from the pros, all in one easy-to-use mobile app. Find us on Facebook, Discord, or visit our website, pgsesports.com, to stay updated on new features, upcoming events, and more from the world of gaming. Join our growing global community and download the PGS Esports app today. Welcome to PGS Esports.
to another flow. Tell me where to go, what to do. To another flow.